Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Tonight we're going to play another game from the Larry Bird Career Replay from the 1979-1980 season, his rookie season. This is game number 8 of the season. And the Celtics are currently in this replay 3-4. They were actually 6-2 in the actual season. I lost a couple of close. Well, one of them was real close. The last game we just played. So they're a couple games behind their actual schedule, their actual record. The Atlanta Hawks were 5-4 coming into this game. As you can see, they're only 0-1 because I'm not playing every game from every other team because that would take literally forever. So I'm just playing all the Celtics games and playing all the teams that they play. So the other teams' records, I don't go by those. As the only true record is going to be the Celtics record. Larry Bird stats and all the rest of the Celtics stats will be up to date. So anyway, in this actual game, the Celtics did win, and Larry Bird scored 24 points. So we'll see how we do with that. Dave Collins is the leading scorer with 28 points in this, again, Celtics victory. And the stats are very sporadic in this game. The record keeping for the NBA and some other sports, but the NBA in particular, you would think that for 79 and 80 they would have all the stats for everything, for like field goals, 3-pointers, all that stuff. But they don't. They only have the only thing they have really is the free throws, the number of 3-pointers, and the number of field goals made, 2-point shots. And the total points. That is it. No steals, no blocks, no turnovers, no personal fouls only if they fouled out. No rebounds, and nothing. So very, very sporadic record keeping for the NBA. Unlike baseball, which has just about everything. Baseball, and again, that's kind of why baseball is partly my go-to sport. It has all the stats from way back and all the pictures way back. They don't even, NBA doesn't even have pictures a lot of times for players in the 20 years ago, 30 years ago, So a lot of inconsistencies in the record keeping, which again is why I like baseball as my major sport. But anyway, let's just get back into this. So the Celtics starting lineup is as follows on the floor. Starting 5 is Dave Collins at center. Cedric Maxwell, the power forward, is the power forward. Larry Bird, the forward, small forward. ML Carr is going to be the shooting guard, starting shooting guard. And Chris Ford is the starting point guard. Now, in the other games I had Chris Ford as the starting shooting guard and Tiny Archibald as the starting point guard. But in this game, they don't even have any shots for Tiny Archibald. He was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. So I'm just going to assume that ML Carr and Chris Ford were the starters because they don't even show that. They don't even show which guys were the starters in this. In some of the later on, like just a couple of years later, 85 replay I'm doing, they have all that stuff in. So it's just a couple of years they were able to get all that stuff in. But like I said, a lot of these were very incomplete. So I just went and gave the lineups and the starting 5 to the best of my ability. So all right. So here's the jump ball. The jump ball is going to be pulled down by Tree Rollins. And he's going to get it over for the Atlanta Hawks, and he's going to get it over to Dan Roundfield. And immediately, Dave Collins is going to come up with a steal. And it's going to be a fast break over to ML Carr. He'll shoot a 2. And that's going to be blocked by Furlow for the Hawks. And that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Atlanta ball. All right, and now we're going to have a foul on the pass to Furlow. It's going to be ML Carr with the first team foul. So Atlanta will inbound it. And it's going to be a pass over to... Can't get anybody open. And it's... Nope. Nobody open still. They're going to have a forced shot. And it's going to go over to Furlow. He's going to put up a shot. And it's going to be a forced three-pointer. And, oh, it's in and out. It does not want to go. Almost went. Collins comes down with the board for the Celtics. He'll get it over to... Actually, he's just going to pass it. They're going to set up. And it's going to go over to ML Carr.
Here's a runner on the wing.
And that will not fall. And the rebound's going to come down to Furlow. Furlow with a fast break pass over to Drew. Puts it up. And that's going to be defended well by Collins. And it's going to be forced a jump ball. So the jump ball is going to go to Atlanta. And that's going to be a turnover. So neither team can score. Celtics will get it on the turnover. And it's going to go over to Bird. Bird will put up a shot. Let's see if this will go. And that reverse layup will not go. Drew with the board. They'll slow it down. And they'll get it over to Roundfield. Roundfield will shoot a 2. And finally, because of the HRF being a 4, that shot will be good. Otherwise, that would have been a miss. So Atlanta on the board first at the 10-minute, almost 2 minutes into the game. Leads it 2-0. Assist to Furlow. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to ML Carr. ML Carr will shoot a 2. And his jumper will... Oh, it's going to be defended by Tree Rollins, though. Otherwise, that would have gone. A great defense by Rollins. It's going to be kicked out to actually Johnson with the rebound for the Hawks. And they'll set it up. And it's going to go over to Rollins. And he'll pass it over to Furlow. And it's going to be another foul on ML Carr. His second personal. So we'll be right back. So ML Carr will have a seat on the bench after 2 quick personal fouls. And Chris Ford will move over to shooting guard. And Tony Archibald comes on the floor at point guard. Oops. Alright, so the Hawks inbound it. And we get Johnson with the jump shot, and that is going to be good. So 4-0 lead for the Hawks. Celtics push the ball up. Get it over to Bird. Bird shoots a 2. And that is going to... Oh, John Drew with the great defense there. That was definitely going to go in, but he got Bird to misdirect that shot. And it's going to go over to Roundfield. Roundfield will pass it. Pass it around. It'll get back to him. And he's going to be fouled. And it's going to be a foul on... we can choose which one here. So I'm going to go with Maxwell. So Roundfield will go to the line to shoot 2. He's a 71% free throw shooter. First one is a miss. And second one will go. So 1 for 2 from the line. And we're just going to keep playing now. We won't go to any substitutions yet. And it's going to go over to Archibald. And Archibald will shoot a 2. And that won't go, but it's going to be a foul.
Draws the foul.
And it's going to be a foul on Eddie Johnson. So Archibald will go to the line to shoot 2. He's 83% free throw shooter. First one's no good. Second one will go. So 1 of 2 from the line. Celtics on the board now. 5-1 game. And they're going to take a timeout. Try to kill some of that Hawks momentum. So the Hawks inbound it. And they're having trouble getting it to somebody. Finally, it's going to go over to Drew, and he's going to put up a shot at the last second. And that will not go. As Drew comes down with the board. And Mr. Brody giving his 2 cents worth over there. And that shot will be good. So Drew with his first bucket. It's a 7-1 Atlanta lead. Atlanta will push it up, and it's going to be a steal by Roundfield. And they'll slow it down as the Celtics get back. And that's going to be a foul on Cowens, his first personal. 4th team foul already, so from now on, Atlanta will be in the bonus in the first quarter. So they inbound it. Get it over to Roundfield. Roundfield will shoot a 2. And that is going to be good. So Roundfield with 5 points now. Atlanta 9 points in the game. Lead at 9-1. And they'll get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot a 2. And that'll be good. So 9-3. 6-point lead for the Hawks. Get it over to Johnson. And that will be good, and he will draw the foul. So he'll try to complete a 3-point play. Let's see who the... So I make sure there is no assist on the play. No, there's not going to be. This goes away a lot of times, so you want to make sure you check to see if it's going to be an assist or not. It's not. And it's going to be defensive 20 or offensive flagrant, so it's going to be against Archibald. His first personal. And he'll get 2 shots to make 1 by the rules of 1979-80. And let's see, his first one up. And that's going to be good. So 12-3 lead. Hawks in full control early on. And it's going to go over to Bird. Bird puts up a 2. And Bird cannot get it to fall as Furlow with great defense. So Bird being covered well as he missed a few shots that should have normally gone in. Almost comes down with the board, but instead it's going to go to Roundfield. Fast break pass over to Johnson. And he'll turn it over. Celtics ball. And he'll get it over to... No, nobody open yet. Finally, Cowens gets open. And Rollins is going to be called for a foul. His first personal. 2nd team foul. Celtics will inbound it. And they'll get it over to Ford. Ford will shoot a 2. And that's going to be a block by Furlow. And it's going to go out of bounds and be Celtics ball. Celtics push it up, get it over to Archibald. Archibald will shoot a 2. And that won't go. And it's going to be out of bounds this time. Hawks ball. And Drew gets open. And his runner will be good. And we'll be right back after these substitutions. All right, a couple substitutions for both teams. Judkins and Roby in for the Celtics, and actually Johnson moves over to shooting guard, and Armin Hill moves over is in at point guard now for the Hawks. Celtics inbound it, and it's gonna be a quick foul on Roundfield, his first personal. 3rd team foul. Celtics will inbound it, non-shooting foul. And Tree Rollins will get his second foul. And he's in foul trouble now. So the Celtics will be... Whoops. Hold on here. And we'll be right back. Oh, there we go. Just got to push that back. When you go to the other screen, it pushes it over. So I just forgot to push that back over. So we'll be right back after we take Rollins out. So Steve Haas will come in at center for Tree Rollins. Celtics inbound it. And it's going to be a steal by Johnson. They slow it down as the Celtics get back quickly. It's going to go over to Drew. Drew will shoot a 2. And his jump shot will be good. So 16-3 lead, and the Celtics are going to take a timeout. So the Celtics down big early, 16-3. Celtics get it in, get it over to Maxwell. And his runner won't go, but he will draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And it's going to be a foul on Dan Roundfield, his second personal. So Roundfield will come out of the game. So McMullen will come in for Roundfield as Maxwell goes to the line and shoot 2. 79% free throw shooter. First one's no good. A lot of missed free throws early on here. And second one just barely in and out, but manages to get it to fall. So he's 1 for 2 from the line, and it's a 16-4 game. And they get it over to Drew. Drew will shoot a 2. And great defense by Bird. As Maxwell comes down with the board. He'll pass it over to Bird. Bird will shoot it up. And Bird cannot get anything to fall. Misses again. So Bird having trouble getting his shots to go in. And Haas will come down with the rebound. And he'll go on the fast break. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Roby, his first. So he'll go to the line and shoot. Haas will go to the line and shoot 2. 82% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he gets both of them to fall. So 18-4 lead. As the Celtics are having trouble all over the place. Celtics need to try to get stops now. And it's going to be a pass over to Archibald. He's going to give a great feed over to Maxwell. Maxwell now with 5 points. First assist for the Celtics as Archibald gets his first. And then Johnson gets open. And he's going to give a great feed. Inside pass over to Drew, who puts it up and in. Drew now with 8 points. Johnson with his first assist. 20-6 game in favor of the Hawks. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Celtics inbound it. Try to inbound it. Finally, Archibald gets open. And he's going to give a great feed. And it's going to go over to Maxwell again. He puts it up and in. 20-8 game now. Celtics trying to close the gap here before the end of the first quarter. And it's going to go over to Hill. Hill will put up his first shot of the game. And his jumper will be way off the mark. But McMillan comes down with it for the Hawks. And he'll put it back up. And that will be good. That'll go. So 14-point lead for Atlanta. Celtics push it up. Set up. Get it over to Judkins. Judkins with his first shot. And that's going to be good. Assist goes to Bird. So Celtics finally in double figures now at 10. 22-10. Hawks lead. 3-minute mark of the first quarter. And they'll get it over to Haas. Haas will be fouled, though. A lot of fouls in this first quarter. And Maxwell is going to get his second personal. So we'll be right back. So a lot of early foul trouble, forcing a lot of substitutions. Bird, the only starter for the Celtics on Ford. As Bird moves over to power forward. Steve Haas will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 2 for 2 so far. First one's good. And second will go, so he gets both of them. Now 4 for 4 from the line. And a 14-point lead for the Hawks. Celtics try to get it over to Bird. Can't get open. Finally, Ford gets open. They get it over to him. And his jumper will not go. Haas down with the board for Atlanta. Get it over to McMillan. McMillan will turn it over, though. So Celtics ball. And it's going to be immediately stolen by Hill. Celtics get back. And they get it back over to Hill. And that jumper won't go, but he's going to draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And that's going to be a foul on Ford. His first personal. So already, 13 fouls already in the game. We're not even out of the first quarter. So Hill will go to the line and shoot 2. He's an 85% free throw shooter. First one's swish. Second one in and out. Oh, it doesn't want to fall. So 1 for 2 from the line. As Bird comes down with the board. Pass it over to Judkins. Judkins a shooter 2, and that'll be good. So 25-12 game now. Judkins with his second basket. You get it over to Haas. Haas will shoot a 3. And that will fall. Oh, man. Everything going for well for Atlanta today. And up to a 16-point lead. Celtics inbound it. Try to inbound it. And get it over to Roby finally. And his spin move will be good. The Celtics are going to play in the press now. Try to cut into this lead here. And they are going to force the turnover here. So Celtics force the turnover due to the press. And they get it over to Bird. Bird will turn it over, though. Man. Over to Givens. Givens shoots a 2. And great defense by Judkins. Forces the miss. Check offense first. So the guard 10. So it's going to be on Chris. So Chris with the foul. Oh, hold on here. Who's the offense there? Yeah, that's right. Hold on there. Did I call the wrong one? I think I called the wrong one there. No, he had a field goal. Givens, they were the offense. So, yep. So the Celtics will go to the line and shoot 2. Ford with his first free throws of the day. 75% free throw shooter. First one's good. Celtics need every point they can get now. Both 2 for 2. So it's 28-16 as we near the end of the first quarter. And this time the press work against them as they will commit a foul. It's going to be Bird with his first personal. So Chris will go to the line and shoot 2. He's the better free throw shooter, 81%. First one's good. And he'll nail both of them. Not pretty, but they both went in. So 30-16 Hawks lead. Celtics working, trying to get possibly the last shot here. Over to Ford. And that is not going to go. Loose ball foul. No, point guard or defensive high. So that's going to be against Hill. So Archibald will go to the line and shoot 2. He's the better free throw shooter, 83%. 1 for 3 from the line so far. First one's good. And he'll make both of them. So Celtics chopping away at the lead now, 30-18. And, oh, another foul. That was a dumb foul by Archibald. His second personal. So Hill will go to the line to shoot 2, and this ought to just about close out the first quarter. Makes the first one. Second one, no good. Archibald comes down with it. And this should end it. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Atlanta 31, Celtics 18. Celtics starting to close the gap there a little bit. And we're right back with the start of the second quarter and after these substitutions. Alrighty, and we're back. Apparently Mag just made a pass here. While we were away, she hit a key. Let's see here. Alright, when we're back, we lost a little bit of the video there because Miss Mags hit the keyboard somehow. The recording session, I don't know, I couldn't see what I was doing, so I had to stop it. It accidentally stopped or something. But anyway, we're back here. So that was a basket by Judkins. So Celtics pull within 11 now. Atlanta inbounds it. And it's going to go over to Haas. And Haas will turn it over. It'll be Celtics ball. So good start to the second quarter for the Celtics. And it's going to go over to Roby. Roby will shoot it 2. And his shot will be good. So the Celtics cut the lead to 9. Single-digit lead now for Atlanta. And Archibald gets the rebound. And they'll get it over to... No, can't get it over. None of those guys are open. And get it over to Givens. Givens will shoot it 2. And his jumper will not fall. Roby rips down the rebound. And he gets back. Celtics get it over to Judkins. And great defense by Givens. And Haas comes down with the board. Celtics get back. And I'll pass it to McMillan. He'll shoot it 2. And his spin move won't go, but he'll draw the foul. It's going to be a foul on Judkins, his first personal. Non-shooting foul. Actually, shooting foul. First team foul for the Celtics. McMillan to the line for the first time today. He's 76% free throw shooter. The first one's good. And he gets both of them. 11-point, back up to 11-point lead for Atlanta. He'll inbound it. And it's over to Archibald. Archibald will give a great feed over to Ford. Ford puts it up and in. So Ford now with 4 points. Archibald with his 4th assist. 33-24 Atlanta. And we get it over to Chris Chris shoots a 2. And Ford causes the miss. And Judkins comes down with the board. He'll pass it over to Bird. Bird will shoot a 3. And his 3 will fall. So Bird with his first points of the day is a 3-pointer to pull the Celtics to within 6. So a big basket there for Bird. Finally gets one to fall from beyond the arc. And it's going to be stolen by Ford. And then Celtics slow it down. Look for the open man. Get it over to Roby, and he's going to be fouled by Haas. So first personal by Atlanta. I mean, first team foul. First personal for Haas, and first team foul for Atlanta. And I'll get it over to Ford, and he's going to be fouled by McMillan. So second team foul there. And we'll be right back after some substitutions. Alrighty, substitutions for both teams. Celtics inbound it, down by 6. Celtics having trouble finding somebody open. Finally get it over to Ford, who shoots a 3. And that will not fall. Because it's a forced shot, his range goes down. That's going to be a miss. And Maxwell will come down with the board. Puts it back up. And his jumper will be good. So Celtics cut the Atlanta lead to 4. That has definitely quieted the crowd. And it's going to be a steal by Ford. Celtics set it up. And it's going to be a turnover by Ford. He steals it, then throws it away. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson shoots a 2. And that won't go, but he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Maxwell, his third personal. So he'll come out for a little bit. So Bird comes back in after a short rest. Because Maxwell got in foul trouble with his third personal. Eddie Johnson will go to the line and shoot 2. Shooting foul. And first shot was good. So he'll get both on the fall. 83% free throw shooter. Atlanta lead back up to 6. They get it over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot a 2. And that reverse layup will be good. So Atlanta lead now 4. 35-31. And they'll get it over to Drew. Drew will shoot a 2. And that'll go. So Drew now with double digits. Gets it over to Henderson. Henderson shoots a 2. And his jump shot won't go. Roundfield with the board for Atlanta. Fast break. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Bird, his second. So it was a shooting foul. So Roundfield will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First one's good. And second one will not fall. 1 for 2. 7-point Atlanta lead. Oh, and Roundfield's going to come down with his own board. Off of his free throw shot. and he'll put it back up. And the jumper will not go. Bird down with the board. And it's going to be stolen by Drew. Celtics get back. And it's going to be a foul on Ford. His second personal. Celtics now will be in the penalty from the rest of the quarter. And they get it over to Chris. Chris will shoot a 2. And his jumper won't go. Bird rips down the board. Slows it down. Celtics set up. Over to Carr. Carr is going to get fouled. And it's going to be on Drew, his first personal. So Carr was in the active shooting, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. 74% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he'll get both of them. 5-point Atlanta lead. And the ball. And they get it over to Rollins. Rollins shoots a 2. That won't go. As Bird comes down with the board. Oh, an injury to Carr. And Carr is going to be out till the rest of the half. So Carr is going to be out the half, so we have to keep track of that. Judkins back in. No, I don't want Judkins back in. Oh, not good here. No, I guess we can bring Chaney in as shooting egg guard. Sometimes you have to play him out of position. Furlow comes back in. Bird's minutes are getting up high. We don't want to waste him for the second half. Alright, so Celtics inbound it. Down by 5. Get it over to Ford. Ford will turn it over, though. Just made substitutions. So Atlanta with the ball in a 5-point lead. And Atlanta having trouble passing it. Finally, they get it over to Johnson, and Johnson will shoot up a desperation shot here. And he'll get it to go. So Johnson gets a desperation shot, lead up to 7 now. Over to Henderson. Henderson will turn it over. Into Roundfield. Roundfield will shoot a 2. And that's in and out. Ford rips down the rebound. Gets it over to Ford. Ford with an assist. Sort of the great pass into Cowens. Cowens puts it up. Cowens now with 4 points. Ford with his first assist. 5-point Atlanta lead. Over to Furlow. Furlow shoots it. And that will not go. And Johnson comes out with the offensive board. Puts it back up. Jumper won't go. And it's going to be out of bounds. Atlanta ball. 4 minutes, 24 seconds left till halftime. Gets it over to Furlow. Furlow shoots a 2. That won't go. Roundfield with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And that will not go. Collins with the board. Gets it over to Ford on the fast break. Shoots a 2. And that's going to be blocked by Furlow. Out of bounds and Celtics ball. Over to Henderson. And great defense by Rollins. And it'll be out of bounds off a Celtic. So, Atlanta ball. They inbound it. Over to Roundfield. And Bird with some great defense there. As Ford comes down with the board. Pass it over to Cowens. And his Rollins with great defense there. And he'll come down with it. Feeds it to Johnson on the fast break. Puts it up. And great defense by Henderson. And it goes out of bounds off Johnson, so it'll be Celtics ball. Down by 5. And that's going to be stolen by Roundfield. Fast break pass to Drew. Puts it up. And that is going to be good. Furlow with the assist. Celtics ball. And it's going to be quickly fouled by Rollins. His third personal. So we'll be right back. He'll take the bench. Celtics ball down by 7 after the substitutions. Gets it over to Cheney. Cheney now at small forward. I think he was before. And great defense by Roundfield. And it'll go off of him. So it'll be Celtics ball. Over to Bird. Bird shoots it up. And Bird cannot get it to fall. It's Roundfield with great defense there. So they're playing Bird well today. Only 3 points on that one three-pointer. Unable to get anything from the floor. Haas with it now. Over to Furlow on the fast break. Puts it up. And great defense by Henderson now with shooting guard. Bird with the board. Pass it around, gets back to him. Great feed over to Archibald. And that'll be good. Bird with the assist. Celtics down by 5. And they get it over to Drew. Drew gets open. Shoots a 2. Almost blocked by Cowens, but not quite. And shot will be off the mark, though. Cowens with the board. He'll pass it over to Cheney. Cheney almost fouled by Drew. Shoots a 2, and that's going to be blocked by Drew. And Gerald Henderson will come down with the board. Feeds it over to Cheney. His jumper won't go. Bird with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And it's good. So Bird just 5 points on the day. Celtics trail by 3. If they can get Bird going, they should be all set. As they've stayed in this game. 2-minute mark. 2 minutes left till halftime. Gets it over to Roundfield. Roundfield shoots the 2. Great defense by Bird. Comes down with the board. Pass it over to Archibald. Archibald shoots a 2. And that jumper will be good. So Celtics have cut the lead down to 1. Credit the assist to Bird on that one, his third. Celtics can get a stop now. They can take the lead in the next possession. It's going to be over to Haas. And his jumper is no good. As Cheney comes down with the board. And it's going to go over to Archibald. And his jumper won't go. Roundfield with a rebound. Pass it over to Furlow. Furlow shoots the 2. And that's going to go. 44-41 Atlanta. So we approach the 1 minute mark. Over to Bird. Bird with a great feed over to Cowens. And that'll be good. Cowens with 6 points now. Bird with his 4th assist. Atlanta lead down to 1 again. Almost a steal by Cowens. Just mistimed it a little bit. Instead, Furlow with a great feed over to Roundfield. Puts it in. Atlanta lead back up to 3. Celtics with it. And the Celtics are going to turn it over. So traveling on Chaney. Over to Johnson. And that's going to be blocked by Cowens. And he comes down with the board. Pass it over to Archibald. Archibald will shoot a 3. And that won't go. He comes down with his own board. Passes it. Should have put it up. So the Celtics cut the lead to 3. As we'll take a look at the stats at halftime. So the Celtics are able to hold Atlanta just 15 points while they scored 25 to close the gap to 3. Celtics actually had the lead by 10, 49-39 at halftime. So they're starting to hold Atlanta in check there. So for the Celtics, Maxwell leads with 9 points. Archibald with 7 off the bench. Bird leads with 7 rebounds. And Bird with 5 points overall. For the Atlanta Hawks, Drew leads with 12 points. Johnson with 9 and Roundfield with 8. Roundfield leads with 6 rebounds. And shooting from the floor, both teams not that great. Celtics with 42% and Atlanta with 39%. From the free throw line, about even. Celtics 80% and Atlanta 79%. I'll be right back with the start of the second half after we make some substitutions. All right, we're back with the start of the third quarter with the Celtics down by 3 and the ball. Celtics inbound it. And we get it over to Carr. He'll shoot 2. And that will not fall. Roundfield with the board for the Hawks. Pass it over to Chris. Chris with a great pass into Hill. Puts it up, and it's good. And assist goes to Chris. Celtics ball, down by 5. Get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell with the move. It's going to be good and a foul. So, possibility of a 3-point play for Maxwell. And it will be an assist to Ford. After we assign the foul here, the point guard's going to be on Armand Hill. His second. Assist goes to Ford. And he'll be using active shooting, so actually he'll go for the 3-point play here. So 1 for 2 from the line so far, and that'll be good. So he completes the 3-point play, and the Celtics trail by just 2 now. And it's going to be a steal by Maxwell. Celtics will set up. Over to ML Carr. And his jumper won't go. Rollins with the board. Celtics get back. And it's going to be a foul on Maxwell. His fourth personal, so he's going to have to come out. So a lot of fouls today. Definitely, every time the Celtics get close, they just can't seem to close the gap there. See if they can get a stop here. And it's going to be over to Furlow. Shoots a 2. And that's going to be blocked by Carr. And Collins with it. Celtics almost went on the fast break, but Atlanta is able to get back. And it's going to be a steal by Collins. Fast break to Chris. Shoots a 2. And that'll go. So 4-point lead. Gets it over to Archibald. And his jumper won't go. Bird comes down with the board, though. Puts it back up. And that runner will not go. And it's going to be it's going to be an offensive foul on Chris Ford. Hawks inbound it, and it's going to be a foul, another foul. 2 quick fouls on Ford. Ford now in foul trouble. Wow, the Celtics cannot seem to stay out of foul trouble today. We'll be right back with the substitution for Ford. All right, Atlanta with the ball in the lead. Man, and another foul by Carr. What is going on here? Casey Jones is going nuts on the Celtics sideline. Celtics already in the penalty, so Atlanta will be in the bonus the rest of the quarter. They'll go to the line. Over to Chris. And that won't go. Hill comes down with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And great defense by Archibald. Yeah, but it's going to be out of bounds off of him. So it's going to be Atlanta ball. And they'll get it over to Furlow. Furlow shoots the 2. And that will not go. Archibald with the board. Pass it over to Collins. Collins with a great feed. Over to Carr. Puts it in. So lead down the 2. Over to Rollins. Rollins shoots a 2. And spin move is going to just fall. And I'll be right back. Alright. Bird's going to have to come out, and Maxwell's going to have to come in. He's just going to have to play safe. Chris with the forward there. Celtics ball. Down by 4. Goes over to Archibald. Archibald with a great feed. Over to Maxwell. Puts it up and in. Maxwell with 14 points now. Archibald with the assist. Goes over to Rollins. And no, he does not commit the foul. Good. He's playing safe, so that saved the foul there. Gets it over to Hill. Hill shoots the 2. And that will be good, and he'll draw the foul. So it's a 3-point play. So ML Carr with the foul. His 4th personal. My goodness. So they'll have a chance to complete a 3-point play. 2 for 4 from the line. And that'll be good. So 5-point lead. Celtics inbound it. And it's going to go over to Maxwell. Maxwell will turn it over, though. Hawks inbound it. Get it over to Johnson. And that's going to be a block by Collins. Carr comes down with the board. Oh, no, he doesn't, actually. Instead, it's going to go to Roundfield. Over to Johnson. Johnson with a great feed. And it'll go Rollins with the basket. Lane will lead back up to 7. Over to Archibald. Archibald with a great feed. Inside to Carr. Puts it up and good. Archibald now with the 7 assists. And it's going to be a foul on Archibald, his 3rd personal. So Johnson will go to the line as the Hawks are in the bonus. He's 3 for 3 from the line. First one's good. So hits both of them, now 5 for 5. And lead back up to 7. It's going to go over to Carr. And it's going to be a, no, not a block. But it'll be a miss by Carr. Maxwell with the board. Pulls it down. Puts it back up. And that'll be good. Maxwell has 16 points now. 59-54 Atlanta. Over to Chris. Chris will shoot a 2. And that won't go. Offensive board by Roundfield. Puts it back up. Spin move won't go. Carr with the board. Pass it over to Maxwell. Maxwell shoots the 2. Oh, and Roundfield causes the miss there. And Henderson will come down with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And that won't go. And Hill and Archibald battle for it. Hill comes down with it for the Hawks. Slow it down. And it's going to be a 4th shot here. Time clock is the 24-second clock is running down. And they get it over to Roundfield. Roundfield puts up a desperation 2. And that won't go. And it'll be out of bounds off the Celtics, so it'll be Atlanta ball. Halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. With the Celtics down by 5. Over to Chris. And jumper won't go. I'll be right back. And 3 of the Celtics starters for 4 personal fouls. He said tough for the coach to get the guys in that he wants. So the jump ball will go to the Hawks. Johnson puts up a 2, and that will not fall. Rebound by Hill. Puts it back up. And it's good. So too many second chance opportunities for the Hawks. Now lead back up to 7. Get it over to Bird. Bird shoots the 2. And great defense by Roundfield. Collins with the board. Puts it back up. And it's good. So Celtics finally with a second chance opportunity gets it to go. And the Celtics got to play in I don't want to play in the press because of Maxwell, but we gotta try to get that lead back will get the lead for the first time. So pass over to Johnson, throws a 2-up. Great defense by Cowens. Oh, it's going to be a loose ball foul, and it's going to be, no, not the power forward. Actually, it is. It's going to be on, Maxwell is 5th. So he's got to come out now. So that'll send Johnson to the line to shoot 2. All right, Johnson to the line to shoot 2. 5 for 5 from the line. Perfect so far. Still perfect. 6 for 6. And 7 for 7. So Johnson shooting great from the line. 7-point lead for Atlanta. Celtics ball. Over to Judkins, just in the game. And his jumper won't go. Archibald with the board, though. Puts it back up. And that'll go. 63-58. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And they'll get it over to Roundfield. He gets open. And he's going to give a great feed. Over to Hill. Puts it up and in. Hill now with double digits in 11. His first assist for Roundfield today. Celtics push it up. Over to Archibald. Archibald with a great assist pass over to Bird. He'll put it in. Bird now with 7 points. They need Bird to get hot, as he has not been all day. Only 7 points on the day. A lot of boards, but just not a lot of points. Atlanta with the ball up by 5. Gets it over to Rollins. Rollins with a great feed. To Roundfield. Roundfield now in double digits. Celtics get it over to Bird. Bird's going to shoot a 3. And that'll be good. So Bird with his second 3-pointer. Now in double digits with 10. And with a 4-point lead. Oh, and Judkins going to be called for the foul. So Johnson will go to the line and shoot 2. Perfect. 7-7. You don't want to shoot. You don't want to foul him today. He's automatic. And that was nothing but net. So 9 for 9 from the stripe. Charity stripe. And it's a 6-point Atlanta lead as we approach the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Over to Judkins. Judkins shoots it. And can't get it to fall. Roundfield rips down the board. Slows it down. And then it's going to be a foul on the Celtics, as they're in the press. So a foul on Judkins, his third personal. So Drew will go to the line and shoot 2. 76% free throw shooter. First one's good. And gets both of them to fall. So 8-point Atlanta lead as the Celtics inbound it. And it's going to be stolen by Rollins. Slows it down. Over to Roundfield. And his jumper will go. And Celtics will call a timeout. So Atlanta lead back up to 10. So Celtics had cut it as low as 1, but could not get over the hump. And Atlanta has since increased it now to 10. And it's going to be a steal by Johnson. Celtics get back. Atlanta sets it up. Gets it over to Hill. And Hill will turn it over. Celtics ball. Over to Ford. Ford's jumper is off the mark. Ford does get his own rebound though. And he'll pass it over to Bird. Bird will turn it over though. Ugh. Celtics have played very sloppy at times today. Over to Roundfield. Roundfield puts it up. And almost blocked by Bird, but not quite. Roundfield's shot will miss. Drew with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled by Judkins, his fourth personal. Man. So Drew will go to the line to shoot two. Drew 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. And he gets both of them. So 12-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks. Hometown fans getting back into it as they start to rebuild the lead here. And that'll go over to Cowens. Cowens shoots a 2.
He goes straight to the glass.
And, ooh, that's going to be rejected. Forced miss by Rollins. Roundfield with another board. Roundfield all over the place. Now with a double-double. Has a double-double. Bird 2 rebounds away from a double-double. And they'll get it over to Hill. Hill with a great feed to Roundfield. And that'll go. It's a 14-point lead as we approach the last minute of the third quarter. Get it over to Bird. Bird puts it up and in. So Bird now with 12 points. You need Bird to get hot here in the fourth quarter. Upcoming fourth quarter. It's going to be over to Rollins. And that won't go. Ford comes down with the board. Pass it over to Judkins. Judkins shoots the 2. Oh, it's going to be a foul on Roundfield, though. His third personal. So from now on, last 36 seconds, Atlanta will be in the penalty. And another foul. 2 fouls in a row by Roundfield. Bird will go to the line and shoot 2. And we'll be right back. Alright, Bird to the line to shoot 2. 84% free throw. Should have his first free throws of the day. And he misses a free throw. Wow. Almost automatic and he misses one. Almost missed both. It's 1 for 2. Celtics really need every point they can get. Cannot afford to miss anything the rest of the way. And it's going to go over to Haas. Haas shoots. Oh, wait a second. And it's going to be a turnover. Celtics force the turnover, so Celtics ball. And Celtics will play for the last shot. Oh, not quite a foul on Johnson. Referee was getting ready to blow the whistle, but didn't. So Archibald. Jumper is good. And that's the end of the third quarter as the Celtics trail by 9, 77-68. That is as low as a 1-point lead for Atlanta, but since Atlanta's built it back up. And we'll be right back with substitutions in the start of the fourth quarter. Alrighty, we're back with the start of the fourth quarter with the Celtics down 77-68 to the Atlanta Hawks. Maxwell playing with 5 personal. We're not going to play in the press to start. We'll see how it goes. Atlanta inbounds it. Gets it over to Hill. And Hill's going to be fouled right away. So Maxwell is playing safe, so I'm not going to give him the foul. So Carr will get his fifth personal. And that'll be a shooting foul, so Hill will go to the line and shoot 2. 3 for 5. First one is good. Second one is miss. Haas will get the offensive board. Puts it back up. Won't get it to fall. Hill with our offensive board. He'll pass it around. It'll get back to him. And he's going to give a great feed. Over to Givens. Givens with his first points of the game. And a 12-point Atlanta lead. Celtics inbound it. Over to Roby. Roby will turn it over, though. Ugh, man. Celtics playing very sloppily in the second half, especially after they got close. And it's going to go over to Hill. And that, ooh, in and out will not fall. Hill with the rebound. Feeds it over to Givens. Man, 14-point lead. Over to Archibald. That jumper won't go. Haas with the defensive rebound. And that's going to be a foul on Cheney, his first personal. So we can't switch it over to press yet, so they inbound it. McMillan with the shot. And that will go. And it's going to go. Hill will get the assist. Celtics push it up now, down by 16. Oh, it's going to be a steal. And it rains, it pours. It's going to be over to Johnson on the fast break. Puts it up. And will not get it to fall. But they do get the offensive board. And they're going to be fouled. Man, Celtics cannot catch a break today. And that's going to be a foul on Cheney, his second personal. So Gibbons will go to the line and shoot 2 as he was in the active shooting. 83% free throw shooter. First one's good. And misses the second one. Roby comes down with the board. Passes it up. Oops. Oh, man. I didn't see it go through at first, so I clicked it. Over to Carr. Carr will shoot a 3, sorry. And that will not go. Oh, it was almost a foul draw on the three-pointer, but not quite. So that's going to be a miss. Johnson comes down with the board. Celtics play in the press. And that's going to be I think that was a fast break. Fast break over to Johnson. And his jumper will be good. I cannot believe it. So lead already back up to 19 points. So Atlanta pulling away now. There's 10 minutes left in the game. Over to Archibald. Archibald with a great pass. Inside the Cheney, and that'll be good. I don't know why it's double sounding there. And they'll get it over to McMillan. McMillan will shoot a 2. And that reverse layup will go. Man. Atlanta unstoppable. Over to Roby. Roby puts it back up. Pass it over to Carr, and that's good. Inbounded by Atlanta. No. Over to Givens. Givens shoots a 2. And great defense by Cheney. Forces the miss. Over to Carr. Atlanta back. Over to Maxwell. No, not Maxwell. Now over to Maxwell. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be offensive flagrant, of course. And Maxwell is done. And we'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. And with the ball and a 17-point lead. And it's going to be stolen by Carr. Over to Carr. And his runner won't go. McMillan with the rebound. Fast break pass over to Drew. Shoots a 2. And that's going to be good. Hill with the assist, his 6th. So 91-72. As the Celtics look like they're headed for their 5th defeat. So definitely underperforming. Over to Bird. Bird will shoot a 2. Ugh. Bird victimized again by great defense by Roundfield. It's been the story all day for Bird. Whenever he's got a shot to go, it's been defended for the most part. So great defense by the Hawks today. Has been the story. And foul trouble too for the Celtics. They've been in foul trouble pretty much all day. Over to Chris. And that drive will be good. So a 21-point lead, largest lead of the day for the Hawks. Unbelievable as Celtics got it down to 1 in the 3rd quarter, but could not go over the hump. And they get it to Bird. Bird with a great feed. Over to Archibald. Archibald with 13 points. Assist goes to Bird. And it's going to be a foul on Ford. His 5th personal. Celtics will be in the penalty the rest of the way. Atlanta has yet to commit a foul in the 4th quarter. And that's going to be a block by Bird. Collins comes down with the board. Pass it over to Carr. No, actually can't get it over to Carr. Over to Collins. And that spin move will go. "17-point Atlanta lead. Over to Chris. Chris with the power move. And that'll go. Roundfield with the assist. And it's going to be a foul on Chris. Only the first foul for Atlanta in the 4th quarter. Celtics inbound it. They have 3 to give still. he'll get it over to Bird. And that'll be blocked. Man, Bird cannot catch a break here. Drew with it. Fast break past McMullen. Puts it up. And that will be off the mark. Bird comes down with the board. And he'll pass it over to Cowens.
He goes straight to the glass.
Cowens' shot will fall. And that's going to be an assist pass by Chris because of the press. Into Drew. Drew now with 20 points on the day. I believe that leads all scorers. Another assist for Chris. Celtics get it up. Down by 19. As we approach the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Spin move won't go. Archibald comes down with the board. And he'll pass it over to Ford. And that won't go, but he'll draw a foul. And it's going to have McMillan, his second personal. So, using the active shooting, so Ford will go to the line and shoot 2. First one's good. And he gets both of them to fall. Too little, too late here. Celtics still down by 17. Still have time. And they're going to get it over to Drew. And that jumper will not go. Hill comes down with the board for Atlanta. They'll pass it over to Chris. Chris will be fouled. And that will be Carr, and he will foul to the game. So, second Celtic to foul out. First Maxwell, now Carr. Boy, I'm going to have to leave Burden. You know, he's going to go over his minutes. So I'm going to Roby at power forward. Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. All right. So Chris to the line to shoot 2. He's 2 for 2. First one swish. And second one will fall. So 19-point lead as the Hawks approach triple digits. Gets it over to Bird. Bird shoots it 2. Oh, and that is way off. And it's caused by Furlow. Hayes down with the board. Or Haas. Slow it down. And no rush. And it's going to be a foul on Cowens. Just his second personal. It'll be a shooting foul. Chris goes to the line. Perfect 4 for 4. First one will miss. And second one will go. 1 for 2. Triple digits for Atlanta. Now 100 to 80. Celtics down by 20. With the ball. Over to Archibald.
For the jump shot.
And that jumper will not go. Haas comes down with the board. Pass it over to, just missed the steal there. And it's going to be an assist pass by Furlow. Over to Haas. And that'll be good. Celtics press not having much effect. And Bird will miss. Oh, actually it's going to be forced miss by Haas. Rollins comes down with the board. Oh, almost a steal by Roby, not quite. And Haas is going to shoot a 2. And that'll be good. So, biggest lead of the day for the Hawks. They saved the best for last. 24-point lead. Celtics pretty much conceding now. Forced shot here. 2-pointer by Roby. And no good. Chris with it. Pass it over to Furlow. Shoots a 2. And that jumper will go. Wow. 26-point lead. Celtics can do nothing right today. Except for that second quarter, they've been outscored upon by a lot. And that's going to be a steal by Haas. Slows it down as the Celtics get back. Over to Haas. Haas with a great assist pass. Feeds it over to Givens. Lead just keeps on building. 108 now. And we get it over to Cowens. Cowens is going to get fouled. It's going to be on Rollins, his 4th personal. Cowens will go to the line and shoot 2. 78% free throw shooter. His first free throws of the day. And he'll get both of them. Celtics will call a timeout. Atlanta inbounds it after the timeout. Givens with a great assist pass. Over to Furlow, puts it up and in. They approach the 1-minute mark. And it's going to be a foul on Haas. Let Birdie go to the line and shoot 2. 1 for 2 from the free throw line so far today. Nails both of those. Bird now with 15 points. And pushes it up, gets it over to Chris. And his jumper is going to go, and he'll draw the foul. Wow. And the foul is going to be on Cowens, his 3rd personal. I don't think those were assists. And it's going to be Chris to try to complete the 3-point play. He's 5 for 6. And he'll make it. 29-point lead for the Hawks as they destroyed the Celtics after the Celtics got within 1. And that's going to be a foul on Haas. Roby goes to the line to shoot 2. 68% free throw shooter. First one's good. And both of those will fall. And that'll be a foul on Bird. His third personal. Furlow goes to the line to shoot too. 86% free throw shooter. First one's good. Takes both of those. No sense in playing that press. Gets it over to Bird.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that won't fall. So we got to bounce Celtics ball. And it's going to be a turnover.
A turnover.
Over to Haas. Haas puts it up.
Line drive jumper.
And that will go, of course.
Stick it.
Over to Bird. And Bird will be fouled. It's going to foul on Rollins, his fifth personal. First one's good. Makes both of them. So Bird will finish the day with 17 points. And that's the end of the game. As the Atlanta Hawks destroy the Boston Celtics 117 to 88. 29-point victory. Wow. Unbelievable. So let's see why. What went on here? Oh, wow. So the third quarter, Celtics outshot by 6. In the fourth quarter, doubled up 40 to 20. Oh my goodness. Bird did end up with the Celtics leader at 17 points and 9 rebounds, but he missed a lot too. Drew with 20 points led Atlanta. Roundfield 11 assists. And Archibald led with 10 assists for Boston. Roundfield with 11 rebounds. Bird with 9. Archibald with 10 assists. And Armin Hill with 6 assists led the Hawks. Let's check out the box score here. So Bird led, followed by Maxwell with 16. Maxwell only played 18 minutes before fouling out. Got 16 points in those 18 minutes, so very productive in the time he played, but just got into foul trouble early and was not able to stay out there. And Carr fouled out with 8 points. Dave Collins with 14 points. Archibald with 13 points off the bench. And overall shooting, Celtics shot 42%, 33 for 79, and Atlanta increased their shooting in the second half now to 41%. I think they were in the 30s at the end of the first half, but 41 to 80, 49%. Free throws, Celtics 87%, and Atlanta 83%. So the largest lead for the Hawks was 31. The Celtics never led in this game. Get within 1, but could not go over the hump. So it's definitely a forgettable game. So Bird's full stats for the game. He was 5 for 17 from the floor. That is awful. That's like 30%. Horrible shooting by Bird today. He did end up with 17 points, but still, it's horrible shooting. 2 for 2 from 3-point land. Kind of like masked over his horrible shooting by getting those 2 3-pointers. Free throws 5 for 6. 9 total rebounds, 2 offensive, 7 defensive. So yeah, Celtics all around bad game for the Celtics. Let's go back to that. So guys, I thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from High Ground Gaming. We'll be back with Game 9 for the Larry Bird's rookie season, 1979-1980. Celtics get back on the winning ways, and I don't know how. It's going to be difficult to duplicate that 61-21 record, especially when we already have 5 losses, just 8 games into the season. So we'll see if we can turn it around next game and get ourselves a victory. We'll play it one game at a time. So this has been Eric from High Ground Gaming. We'll see you in the next Larry Bird career replay using Inside the Paint basketball. So take care and God bless. And thank you for watching. If you like these videos, like and subscribe. Tell your friends if they're into these type of videos. We've got plenty of them. Basketball, football, baseball, hockey, as well as role-playing games coming up. So take care and God bless.